Nah, I done grew around some people living their life in bottles. When they have the golden flask, I still think they in Chicago. Some people like the way it feels, some people want to kill their sorrows.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. I hope everyone is having a good morning. Today, me and my group members will present the interview that we conducted for the industrial visit for Professional English 2. But first, let me introduce me and my members. My name is Muhammad Zulfadli bin Abdul Ghani. The next member is Naimi Irfan bin Huzairi. And next is Ahmad Faiz Alimi bin Basharuddin. And the final one is Muhammad Amizam bin Azmi. Okay, so we conducted the interview online because the interviewee is far away from us. My interviewee name is Siti Rashika binti Abdul Ghani. From her last name and my last name, you can conclude that she and I are siblings. She is my sister. She is 30 years old and she involves in the medical field and now currently working as a doctor in Hospital Raja Perempuan Zainab II in Kota Baru, Kelantan. She studied in University of Tanta, Egypt and has a Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery. So the reason why we choose this person as our interviewee is she fits all the criteria. She has a bachelor. She has worked for 5 years, and she is willing to be our interviewee and speaks in English. And the last reason is she is involved in the medical field, and that field is we are not familiar with that field. So maybe we thought that she can share new experiences with us. So to explain the findings that I find in the interview, I am in charge of the questions involving personal background. So the first question, most of it I had already tell you, like the name and the job. But she added that she works as a medical officer in a psychiatric ward. Psychiatric is related to mental disorder, I believe. And the second question, she had studied in Egypt from 2008 to 2014. That is 6 years. And after that, she works as a doctor or medical officer from 2015 to 2020. The third question, she said that family plays an important role. I think that is true. You know the saying, blood is thicker than water. For me, from my personal experience, family do play important part. They support me in my studies, even when I fail. So they always have my back. Her proudest achievement is that she didn't extend her studies or her horsemanship. Yeah, it is common for medical students in Egypt to have an extension because they fail one of their subjects, so they must extend. For the fifth question, she said that she wants to improve her knowledge and skills. She said that she wants to become a psychiatrist to further herself in her career. I think that applies to all careers because to to improve oneself in their career, they must improve their knowledge and skills. And I think that both of those come with experience, because the more you work, the more you improve.
Hi, I am Unikl Mfi Pe2 and I'm going to present my part, which is experience as a student. So our interviewer is a medical student that study in Egypt. Her biggest challenge when she really missing her family, because studying abroad means you are far away from your family. Even though we have friends to help us, but it isn't the same as having family besides you. Secondly, the toughness of the medicine course itself. It has a lot of branches of subtopic to understand, and you need to work hard and many practical to experience before reaching your goals. Next, how did she cope with her problem and any difficulty? Like she said before, she always contacting her family members and parents first, even for a small rant or having a small talk, because I personally think that family most likely is the best listener. Back then, she used Skype as the platform to keep in touch with her family, and I guess she had all the time she needed to spend with them. Besides, if there is any hardship or whatsoever, her parent will always there. Her family is very supportive and support her in many ways and as much as she needed. So she able to overcome and become succeed at the end. Going to our next question is getting involved in any extracurricular activities. Even though she studied abroad, but there are many activities you're able to join. There are also no particular activities that is make you compulsory for you to attend or to do. But since she studied Egypt, Egypt is a very well-known Islamic country that practice Islam in their ways of life. So she took that opportunity to learn deeper about Islam, Al-Quran, Hadith, and lastly Arabic language. I think it is a huge opportunity for anyone who study there to take this advantage to learn more about Islam and our religion. Accomplishment that she most proud of, she said her biggest achievement that she can proudly flexing is that she is able to finish her study without any extension or failing a single paper, because some of her friends didn't manage to finish their study within the time and needed to extend their semester, which for a medical student she is really proud about it. With the recent issue of pandemic COVID-19, most universities using online learning, it has pros and cons. The pros, it is very flexible and convenient. You can study at home, don't need to prepare to change your attire, doesn't need transport to go to lecture hall. And while the cons is you can easily distracted, you can hear person making noise, it's whether your neighbor or your family members, and all lastly it's hard for you to give full focus when you're having a lecture. But I personally think that when we have face-on-face lecture, you can ask more direct question and you will have a better understanding.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Ahmad Faris Alimi bin Basharuddin. I'm going to present to you about my finding during my interview with a doctor, especially professional experience. The first one is how to handle pressure at work. In our career, the pressure is one of the challenges that we will face. One of the best way to reduce your stress is to love your work. You need to enjoy every aspect of your career, such as boss, staff, and environment, so that you can stay positive and not attracting issue. And the second one is when you have a lot of pressure, you can depend on your family, especially the closest one. For example, our interviewee take a short getaway with her husband and child to relieve pressure. Next, we also ask her opinion about separating personal and professional life. Yes, she is agree with the statement because we will get distracted and have inappropriate emotions when we were working if we mix personal life in our career. Work properly and settle personal life wisely. Even though they are separated, we also must make sure our life are balanced. After that, we discuss her most challenging task as a doctor. From her experience, all doctors' duty is challenging, but time management is the most important. A doctor has a lot of workload and commitment. For instance, they have to know when to work on call, when to take holiday, and others. So, having proper time management is beneficial for a doctor. Last but not least, to improve further in her career as a doctor, becoming a great doctor is a continuous learning process. The higher the position, the more knowledge and skills are needed. First, she must apply for postgraduate study for specialization and then take a supervised training as a specialist. Lastly, we want to know what is the most important skill for a doctor. We also agree when she said that problem solving is the most critical soft skill for a doctor. As previously mentioned, knowledge and skill are essential for solving the patient problem. So, a doctor must know how to direct the patient problem into a specific examination or investigation to get the diagnosis of the disease. So, that's all from me. Thank you.
Education number 1. Based on our interviewee, Mrs. Rashika, the vision and ambition of becoming a doctor are from herself, but the one who support and influence her the most are her parents and one of her cousins who is currently a pathology specialist. The patient number 2, Mrs. Rashika, said that she still have a long way to go on reaching the top. She claimed that she wants to further her study because one of her target is to become a specialist. For the question number 3, based on her experience, Mrs. Rashika said that the work ethics in today's workplace does not change at all, and she also said that a positive work style will lead a workplace to be a positive workplace, and then will lead to a place where everyone can enjoy their works. Number 4, if she is not a doctor, she would become a teacher or lecturer because she wanted to follow her parents' footsteps since they are her first idols in her life. For question number 5, according to Mrs. Rashika, to become a good leader, the most important thing is to be a responsible person. We have to do what we have been assigned for, and we must not neglect our job. For question number 6, as a piece of advice, Mrs. Rashika said that as an engineer or a doctor or even as a student, we must have our own goals and targets that we want to achieve. By doing so, we will be able to stand on the right track to reach the top and do not get easily distracted by unnecessary things.
From my point of view, this interviewing session gave me a lot of experience. I can see in an interview review, so I know what does interviewer expectation during this session. I can see how the body language, smile, and flow of speaking affecting the interviewer. There is a lot of improvement that I can do to improve my social skill. Next, I also gather new knowledge about the impossible profession that I can be, which is a doctor. Since I am taking mechanical engineering course right now, I learn about the career pathway and what is the most important skill that they should have and how they manage themselves in a difficult situation. Seeing other professions make me think that we are same but our approach are different. For example, our pathway, how do we work and what we need to have in our career.
Industrial visits offer a great source to gain practical knowledge. Students can observe and learn as how theoretical concepts are put into action. Students are exposed to real working environment and shown how things are done in an organization. Interviewing is an important step in employee selection process if it is done effectively. The interview enables the employer to determine the applicant's skills, experience, and meets the job requirements. The importance of the interview: we can gain more knowledge by having this kind of interview. We can learn how they overcome their obstacles and learn from their experience, like the way they talk, the way they handle their problems, and many more. Thank you.
So there are a few personal reflection and learning points that we get from this interview itself and also from the interviewee. First of all, whoever we are, we will always need support from others to achieve our goals, because no one in this world can stand alone, especially in our tough times. For example, as a student, we need support from our friends and also family to get good grades. Next one is we must always set a new goal or target in our life to achieve, because no one in this world are too old to set a new goal or dreams. The more goals we achieve in our life, the more meaningful our life will be. Lastly, we must be a responsible person starting from today, because to be a great leader is not an easy thing. Being responsible means being dependable, being able to keep our promises, and also honoring our commitment. People who are responsible don't make excuse for their action, and also don't blame others when things go wrong.